Hey, Bernard here again from the Kai's Company. Today doing another community spotlight with Ken and Brett from Caneswear and Davie. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I had to break the jacket out just for this one. We're talking about my favorite college football team, a team I've cried over, a team yeah, exactly. I will. So
Awesome.
definitely appreciate you guys taking the time out to just kind of talk shop. So can you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you're originally from?
All right. You want me to start? Okay. So, hi, I'm Ken, and I'm actually born and raised down here in South Florida. So I've been here my entire life. Grew up in the Hialeah area, and then went down to University of Miami.
Okay.
Was there, got my undergrad, and then I moved away from South Florida for 6 months, and then I've been here ever since. So I have a day job, and then I do this on the side. So this is the extracurricular fun time job here at Caneswear. So I've been involved with the store for 6 years ish, maybe 5 or 6 years. Time is going by fast and slow at the same time, so it's around that time. So Caneswear is 10 years old, and Brett started it in a little warehouse. And if you want to tell the story, and you've told it many times, but
Sure.
if you want to.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ken. I'm Brett. Grew up down here as well. First 6 years in New York, and then moved here. Grew up in Miami Beach. And it's been great. I've been a Canes fan ever since I can remember. South Florida sports fan, for that matter, and all the local teams. So, grew up down here, and pretty much have been here most of my life. Always been, like I said, a big fan. Like most people that have been raised down here, I've been a big Canes fan, Dolphin fan, Heat fan, Marlin fan. Except for there was only the Canes and the Dolphins at one time. These other teams were joined on. So. About 10 years ago, we started Canes. We were in a little warehouse. We were a little warehouse where a lot of people had their cars serviced and did other catering and other things. And then you found this little hidden gem, if you're a fan, and you found our little shop. And we were just no air conditioning, just the garage door went open and had 1,000 square feet of Canes and other local teams' items. And we started basically in Davie, and 6 years ago, we moved over to the shops of Arrowhead and started expanding. And our landlord, our landlord did a great service for us. We used to put out signs, and so people can go ahead and find it. And first I started with these little handwritten signs, Miami Hurricane stuff, and people would come by. Then we kind of moved up a little bit, and we went ahead and we got we made little signs that were like stickers, like flyers. We went ahead and put them on those those coroplast signs, like the voting signs and the realtor for sale signs and things like that. So more people would find us, and that's how our landlord found us. And she invited us to come over here. It's a great marketing tool, a commercial for real estate, and we tried this out for 6 months, and we've never left.
Well, we sort of left.
We kind of left. We were by Las Spadas. She said at that time, pick any store. There were like 5 stores open. I said, I'll take this one by Las Spadas, and it didn't have a ceiling or anything, but we made it work.
Okay.
And so we started over there, pretty much our second storefront, the first one being the warehouse. And then one day Ken walked in, and he became part of our great team and joined me and helped me take us to the next level.
And so now we moved. We're still in the same shopping center, but we're in a much bigger, more modern spot where we have floor to ceiling to everywhere in between. We've got hurricane stuff plus some of the pro teams, but we've got a little bit more breathing room, even though the day that we opened this place, we needed more room.
Exactly.
But
most people come by and they say, you outgrew it again.
Yeah.
So when we were in the store by Las Spadas on the other side, especially in the 2017, the first year, the first really big year the Canes had in a while, here we went to the ACC championship. There were games against Notre Dame and against Virginia Tech, but the line was literally down the block to Panera. It was probably like 50 people deep the whole entire day.
That's awesome.
And didn't realize how small that store was until we went ahead and came over here. And, you know, you get 5 people in that store, could be tied up, and we'd have we'd have like 50, 60, 70 people in that store. The line was wrapped down at Panera. We did that for a few events. We had Braxton Berrios for a couple of signings, and there was a long line there as well. That line was going both ways. So like 300 people in line.
Right.
The news was here, Channel 7 News. It was great. So we had an opportunity to move to this store, and we did, and it's been fantastic so far. Even had a line outside for Florida State. Even though with the way things are going, the Canes thankfully are playing again, right? And we're blessed that that happened.
Playing well too.
Playing very well. And so for the Florida State game, we had a long line out there because we could only have so many people in the store. I won't tell you how many. But we
social distancing, masks, everything. CDC
exactly.
Guidelines. Adhered to guidelines. Yes.
So it's been great. So this is so this has been a great experience. 10 years now. We really planned a lot of things for the 10-year anniversary. We've done absolutely nothing about it because of what 2020 has been about. So maybe we'll start in 2021 and sell at our 11th year anniversary.
There you go. Nice.
10 year plus one.
10 year plus one. I like it, Ken. I like it. So
awesome.
As Ken says, the team is playing great right now. We're very, very excited. So the first 7 years we were in business, we didn't beat the Florida State once. And I remember I was watching the game with Becky, who is our superstar manager, shipper extraordinaire. And she'll just love the publicity. And I'm sitting there watching the game and watching when Langham had caught that touchdown. I was literally in tears because we finally beat them. And I really thought I was the curse. So it was like, oh my goodness. So since then we beat them 4 times, which is awesome. It just goes to see the pendulum in that series. But right now the Canes are playing the best they've played in years. And we carry obviously everything for the Hurricane fan, right, Ken?
Yeah, and you can see some of the stuff behind us. If you wanted, we could pan, but we got all the apparel for men, women, and kids. You have pet stuff. We got stuff for the house, stuff for the lawn. And why stop there, right? I mean, we've got. We also went big into Inter Miami soccer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have a whole Inter Miami soccer section that just as everything was ramping up for the inaugural season, the first home game, everything shut down. So we're hoping for recovery for their team as well, so that we can have all the teams between the Heat, the Marlins, the Hurricanes, everybody playing well, and the only one that's lagging behind right now is Inter Miami. So hopefully they'll come back too. So it's we don't know when the hockey season is going to come back.
I'd say the big three teams we have are the Canes, Inter Miami, and the Panthers. Besides an Adidas thing. So we do carry that, but like Ken said, we do carry a lot. We're getting more and more things for the Dolphins. A lot of old vintage, the old logos from the '70s, and we've got some Heat stuff here as well. And some Marlins items also. But our main team is the Canes, and we are just pumped as can be that they're playing well, and it's been awesome.
And we should mention that the jackets that you're wearing, we have it's similar on the front. We have that jacket, but our Sebastian is on the back, the full full Sebastian on the back. So if anybody's looking at that jacket and say, "Oh wow, I want one," you can come to Caneswear and you can get one of your own.
I think it's the only place right now you can get them.
Yeah, you can get them in green, orange, white, and black.
Exactly. So, it's been one of our best-selling items ever. So,
cool.
I mean, a great thing about Caneswear, did you have any questions or anything? We're
just rambling on.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, I was going to ask you guys, so I can see in the background there's T-shirts, there's jerseys, there's backpacks, there's you name it. Is there anything that's super unique that you wouldn't think to have in the store that you guys have? Are there, I guess, or if you want to talk about your best-selling items?
So we're we like one thing we like to do is is one of my favorite terms, and Ken just loves it, is excitement. Okay, yes. So we like excitement here.
100% excitement.
So excitement. So one of the ways you get excitement is you can have. I mean, granted, we do have pretty much as anyone out there. Really, I mean, pretty much the most anywhere of Canes items. People say, "Wow!" I mean, they come in here and it's never the same store twice because it's hard to take everything in, especially when people find this for the first time. So we always try to get unique items. So a lot of our T-shirts are unique. They're different. A lot of different things for the wall. I mean, it's hard to see here. Maybe Ken will pan around and show you some different things, but just, different things for your wall. We like to get things with the old orange ball, so different things like that. So a lot of it is unique. So, we don't want to have what you can just get anywhere. While we'll have that stuff, we also want to have things where people say, wow,
we could probably be here for about 45 minutes if we kept showing you every single product. You're like, oh, this is unique, right? I mean, we have this. I just have this sitting here right next to me, so I can say this. But I mean, you can't get this anywhere else. It's an extremely heavy duty lawn sign that has the U, and then we also have for the helmet, and we have Sebastian somewhere. And we just look for all these different things that you wouldn't find anywhere else, because that's we like seeing all. We would have all this stuff ourselves. It's good to we know that everybody else would want them too. So.
Absolutely. So the best thing, one of the best things about Caneswear is that we try to, when people come, they see so much that they're saying, wow, I don't ever want to go anywhere else.
Right.
Okay. And so that's one of our better selling points. I always say that people say, why do you have so much? I think, it's marketing. You go ahead, people see it. They say, you know what, I want to see more. That's the place where you can get everything. And they tell their friend and tell their friend. And it's a great thing, whether it's in the store, online, social media. But the best thing about Caneswear is what, Ken?
Customer service.
There you go.
Exactly. So when we started this 10 years ago, it was all about the customer.
Okay.
I mean, it's all about, we treat them like their family, even better. Okay. So it's like you come in, people, we know, not that everybody here is friendly. Everybody's a fan, first of all. Being a family, a fan-run, store where everything else is so corporate, it's all about people here. So we like to say that where it's all about the you, it's really all about you, the customer. Okay. The customer is everything. So customer experience is by far number one. We're not perfect, but we do our best to do the best job. When people come in here, it is an experience. Okay. Like if you go to Disney World or something like that people come in, everybody in pretty much is in a good mood. They're just happy, right?
Yep.
Even the FSU fans?
Even the FSU fans, because they're looking at the soccer stuff, or they come in because they're treated nicely.
Well, it's funny because the guy came in over the weekend after we beat FSU, and he was an FSU fan. Then he lost a bet, and so he came in and he was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't want to do this, whatever. But he was a good sport about it. Bought something because he had to do it, and I don't remember what the item was, but he ended up coming in and he was really nice about it and playing around about it. And he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. But we didn't treat him any differently than we would treat any other person, right? So
exactly.
And then they also, whenever the fans of the other teams do come in, and whether they're for a gift or whatever, they see that we have stuff for the pro teams. Like, oh, okay, you even have stuff for us too. So so it works out well.
A lot of couples that come in that either the husband or the wife will be a Miami fan, and the opposite will be an FSU fan, or FSU fans come in all the time to buy. It says, I went to FSU, but I grew up down here. My whole family is Miami fans, so they'll come here all the time. Right. So it's and they may come, like you say, and buy Inter Miami or Dolphin stuff or someone else or the Heat. But a lot of people say that when they come and they say, wow, I never even knew you had this. I thought it was all Canes items. So we have two names of the store. One is Caneswear and one is Miami Fanwear. Okay. And we've gone back and forth on that. When I started, it was had a few different names. I brought up that Hidden Gem. So someone said, this is a hidden gem. I said, we'll call ourselves Hidden Gem, because it was this little warehouse in the middle of nowhere. And then, Miami Sports. So it was Home Team Fanwear. But Miami Fanwear basically encompassed everything. So we're Caneswear everything on social media, Caneswear. Everywhere you go, it's Caneswear. But I decided when we first started there, we'd go Miami Fanwear. Just wanted to encompass all the Miami teams. Okay. That lasted until I think the hurricane blew away the Miami part. And it was just fanwear. And then when we built this store, we had the opportunity to go ahead and build a giant Caneswear sign that we're blessed to have. It's like the biggest sign anywhere, and people can actually see. We're on University Drive.
Yeah, if you're driving on University, even if you're not looking, you can see it.
There's people on the turnpike that see it at night.
It's not like the guitar, but close enough.
So that's great. So the opportunity to move to this store was fantastic. Was the sign it paid dividends. Yeah. So it's
so we haven't said it. We're in 2511 South University Drive in Davie, Florida, and we're also at Caneswear.com. And so if you're in the area and you want to come by and say hi, that's great. But if you're also want to check out Caneswear.com, see what we have, you can do that as well.
Exactly. So Caneswear.com. We're open 7 days a week, Sunday and Monday from 11 to 5, and Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 7, sometimes later for game days and things like that. But, the biggest thing about Caneswear is, we are an independent store. Okay, we're not part of a big corporation, and it is all about the people. I mean, people come in, we know people's name. I've seen some people that their child was like just born at that time we first started, and now they're 10 or 11. It's just great seeing how we revolve around the community. It's an awesome thing. So everybody here is very is very customer centric, and it's just it's awesome. Customer centric. Now I just made it up.
That's
2 words.
Thank you.
So I heard you mention that you had Braxton Berrios over. Do you guys have like pro players coming back, signing? Do you do different events? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, during non-pandemic times, yes, we've had many players come. A lot of the ones that are in a very high demand are the ones who are about to go into the NFL draft. So this year we had 3 very sought-after people that were going to go well into the draft, and we had them all lined up, and of course that didn't happen. But we also have pros like Randall Hill, Leon Searcy, from the 80s and the 90s that come back and want to do autograph sessions, and we're happy to have them here, and they do draw a crowd. So yeah, we do have a lot of players that come in, and hopefully once all this is done, we can get back to that schedule.
Absolutely, yeah. So we had, like Ken says, we've had Randall Hill, we had Willis McGahee. Actually, Randall Hill and Ken's birthday a few years ago. We led the group. There was a big line through and he led the group singing "Happy Birthday" to Ken.
Nice.
So it was really cool.
That's awesome.
But we've had a lot of players going into the draft, like Ken says, because in past years you weren't allowed to have anybody that was playing. That's all going to change next year when players can be paid for their likeness. So it's going to be very interesting.
Right. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. But players that are going into the draft, players from the championships, things like that. So if you're listening to this, and former players, we definitely like to have them, and the fans love it. It's a great experience because they get to interact with the players, right? And it's just that they take a picture, and it's been awesome. So that's one of the great things about the store.
All right, and so last 2 questions. Can you each give me your favorite Hurricane player, just one, and your favorite Hurricane memory?
Wow.
Well, it's hard to say favorite Hurricane players because we have a lot of customers that are.
Right.
So it's growing up, though, even though he hasn't been in the story. Growing up, I'd say when I was first going to the Orange Bowl, probably when I was working, I'd say O.J. Anderson was great. Number 47, was drafted by St. Louis and was the MVP for the Giants. He was one of my favorites when I was younger. And but all of them, I mean, obviously. All the quarterbacks that have played for the Canes, led the championship, all the players, it's been awesome. So I'd say that's my first when in Otis Anderson, watching him, that was my first favorite Hurricane, I'd say at the time. And my favorite moment of the Canes, there's been several. I used to work in the Orange Bowl actually and sell Cokes when I was in high school. And actually, I'm so old. The Canes and the Dolphins both played in the Orange Bowl. So I was the Orange Bowl around, but the Canes and the Dolphins played there, and it was a great experience.
Okay.
But my favorite memory is probably the first championship. I had gone away to school at the University of South Florida, and I remember I came back and I went with my girlfriend at the time and my dad, and it was a great experience watching the Canes come back and or not come back, but they led pretty much the whole game, but stopped the 2-point conversion, which Kenny Calhoun knocked away, who is one of my favorite Hurricanes because he's a great guy, and I talked to him a lot, and so that's my favorite memory. There's been so many great ones, but I'd say the first championship being there with my dad, that was an awesome.
Well, so while you were talking, I was trying to think of one player, and I just can't think of just one because there have been so many fantastic players. And so the only one that comes to my mind, which isn't necessarily even the best one, is Michael Irvin, because he was fantastic in the college ranks, and then he went and he transformed the Cowboys to being what they were. And so I was a little, not a little kid, but I mean I grew up in the time when he was at UM. And then he went and did amazing things with Dallas. So,
absolutely.
And then but the same could be said for all the other people that did the same thing. So that was just the one that just popped out of my mind. But there's so many from that time that did so well that it's just the one that just pops in my head. But like Brett said, there's not just one favorite because we enjoy when everybody comes here, and we whenever we're in awe every time they come because it's like, wow, I can't believe they're standing here in our store after seeing them play. And last year one of our customers actually had some extra tickets for very close on the field, and so we were so fortunate to be able to do that, and it was an amazing experience. And DJ Dallas actually scored a touchdown, and actually came into our arms right there on the field, and that was absolutely amazing. It was just like, holy cow, this is not really happening, is it? I mean, he scored a 50-yard touchdown, and he could have gone anywhere, and he went straight around and went right into where we were, and actually gave him a hug, which is unbelievable.
That was phenomenal. We were actually on the field, which you couldn't sit this year because of social distancing, and the stands are behind you, and you're the closest thing to the field. You climb over and you'll be there. Yeah. And that was he had a long run of about 60 yards to take the lead. Well, he would have taken the lead if he would have taken the extra point. But to tie it up basically, and he just jumped into arms. It was phenomenal. I think Ken even hit his helmet and busted his hand.
I actually had a black and blue mark on my hand for about a week.
Don't try that at home, kids.
Right, exactly. But so that was a favorite moment. But the most favorite moment was when I was actually at the Rose Bowl game when we won the national championship and dominated Nebraska. That was just from start to finish. That was the most amazing thing because everybody was like, "Oh, you're not going to win, oh, whatever," and then we just steamrolled over them and dominated the whole thing. And it was just an amazing thing to be part of. When you win when you're in, like you said, when you're actually in the stadium, when you win a national championship or a title, it's an amazing, amazing feeling.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then they got robbed the year after, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Absolutely.
Brett does. I mean, we do talk about the fact that we have 5, but we could have had 7 or 8 or maybe even 9, depending on different polls and different things.
Exactly. If anybody's counting home, we 1980. In 1986, obviously against Penn State. The year before that against Tennessee, we beat them. We got that championship. We don't win, but Penn State won all the interceptions. The game we got the robbery in the desert. The game that we know about the penalty.
When FSU played Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl instead of us.
That's 9 right there. So we're going for our 10th this year. But listen, we're happy with 5 because you can't take any for granted. As you can see, teams get to championships all the time. The Canes have 5 and. Got 5 in this hand, and we'll go for 5 in this hand.
There you go.
The new look Canes. We're very excited about Coach Manny and what he's doing, and all the players he's brought in, and Coach Lashley on the offensive coordinator, and Derek King, the quarterback. I mean, the team is playing phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely.
We're pumped.
And we won't talk about the Clemson game because we don't know when to actually see this. So something happened at the Clemson game. Will or will not happen at the Clemson game.
Thank you. There you go.
There you go. Cool. Well, Ken, Brett, I definitely thank you guys so much for the time. It's been amazing chopping it up. I'll definitely stop by.
Excellent.
Can you guys just give us your info again so those that are watching know where they can get some Canes gear?
All right. Caneswear, we're located in the Shops or Arrowhead, 2511 South University Drive. Some people know the plaza better as it's Las Spadas is here, been here for 30 years. Mission Barbecue is here. We're close to the Mission Barbecue side. So 2511 South University Drive in Davie, the corner of Nova Drive and University Drive. Also, we're at Caneswear.com. Caneswear.com, 24/7. You can order online. You can go to our Twitter page, Canes_wear, Instagram Caneswear, Facebook Caneswear. Wherever you see Caneswear, we're there.
You just made up another new slogan.
Yeah, so.
But the slogan for Caneswear is
Caneswear, the spot, Miami fan shop.
Great. Good stuff. Thank you guys so much for your time. It was great getting to know you.
A pleasure. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one.